Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode here on Eat Sleep Brief. And this week I'm going to be covering a video that a few people have been asking me, either commenting or direct messaging me, wanting me to cover the 4-month update on the KHD Director that GHL makes. So I got this alkalinity tester, I would say about 4 months ago. So I've obviously ran it for quite some time, but more importantly, I think you guys want to see or hear how accurate it really is. So after having it for 4 months, I've obviously had it monitoring one time every day. You can have it monitor up to 24 tests a day. But I've been only doing it once. I personally don't see a need to monitor for any more than that. So I've just been doing 1 test a day. For those who aren't aware, and you're probably asking yourself, so what the heck is a KHD Director? Well, the KHD Director is a product that was made by GHL. GHL is known to make controllers, actually very good controllers, not just controllers, as well as dosers and lights as well. So they've actually released the KHD Director, I want to say going on probably 2 years. It's actually been a little bit of time now. And it's a controller, a tester that's made to test, monitor, and adjust your alkalinity levels. So this product, you can have it only as a tester, you can have it as an adjustment as well. So let's say if one day your alkalinity is a little bit lower than your desired value, it's able to increase the dosage to obviously get it to your ideal range. If you're like me, I've been running it on a test only. And the reason for that, I wanted to kind of test it out, see if it's something I can trust. After running it for about 4 months, based on the results I've been getting with the readings, I 100% would trust this to control my alkalinity for me automatically. One of the first topics I do want to cover is the ease of use. How easy is this thing to control? How easy is it to use? And what better way to show you guys than having the app here and open. Connecting to the app, you open up your devices. One thing I do like is you can see it connects within a few seconds, probably 3 seconds, it's 100% connected. So you're able to get, we're going to go under this menu. This menu here is your main control menu for your director. So not only will it display your current values, you can see from yesterday's test at 513, we're at 9.7. Again, I only have it doing 1 test a day. You can do it up to 24 times a day. A really nice feature as well, you're able to adjust the measured value here by up to plus or minus 30%. So what that means, let's say if you guys don't trust the KHD's readings, and let's say you trust your HANA checker a little bit more, I'm just throwing out numbers here, but you're able, let's say if your HANA checker is measuring 5% lower than this is, and you trust the HANA a little bit more, well, you're able to make that adjustment here and have the system compensate for that measurement, either again, up or down, with a maximum of 30% and a minimum of 30% as well. And if I wanted to perform a test now, all I do is I start the measurement now, and that's really it. You can see it's not much to it. If you do want to calibrate the probes, electrodes, you can do it here. I've found to calibrate them, GHL recommends about every month. I mean, I went about 3 months without calibrating mine and I really saw no issues. One thing I do want to tell you guys, when it comes to the pH calibration solution, don't do what I did and order a cheap one from Amazon thinking it's the same thing. I tried it. In theory, you'd think they'd work the same. It just threw the readings way off. So I do not recommend you guys doing that. When you are getting the solution, I'd recommend the solution from GHL. Why? Because that's what I've gotten the most accurate readings on. So in the control menu, which is right here, we're able to set your nominal value for your KHD. So it can send you alerts if it's either higher or lower than a certain threshold. And here I obviously have it to disable control, so I'm not letting it do any adjustments as far as alkalinity. All I have it do is measure only and record only. So for the ease of use, I really have to give it to GHL. On the app, they made it very user-friendly, just with the click of a button. If you want to perform a manual test other than your scheduled test, you can just quickly start a test. One of the next things to obviously cover is how accurate is it, right? Well, it's kind of unfair to compare it to either, let's say, a Salifert checker or a HANA checker, because the KHD is obviously using lab grade test, and they've designed it to be pretty much lab grade accurate. The HANA checker kind of uses an infrared light to look at it. The Saliferts, the Red Seas, those, it's pretty much you're comparing it to a light, so there's a lot of variables. But To really compare it to, I guess, one of the more accurate hobby grade tests we're all familiar with, being the HANA checker. Yesterday's, you guys just saw on the app, the reading I got yesterday is 9.7 DKH. I performed it, the same test yesterday, about 2 hours after, and it was 9.4 or 9.5 on my HANA checker. So again, you can obviously choose which one you want to trust more. If you want to trust the HANA a little bit more, again, you can adjust the values by adjusting the percentages on correction. Again, if you do want it to match your HANA. Personally, I trust this bad boy a lot because, again, it is what I would consider a more higher grade piece of equipment. When it comes to maintenance, look at it. The doser is actually dosing right now. There, it just stopped. When it comes to maintenance, it's, again, very straightforward. I haven't calibrated the probe in about the probe's right there, in about 2-3 months. GHL recommends you do it every month. You can do that. You know, I haven't done it and I haven't seen any issue with it. The only really maintenance there is to do is on your wastewater. So obviously the first doser here grabs water from your tank. The second one grabs it from the reagent bottle that's right behind it. And the third one pretty much takes all the wastewater and the reagent that was taken from either the sample and the reagent and drops it into a container that I have in the back. That's really the only maintenance you have to do. Luckily with the GHL in the app, you're able to set alarms to tell you when that container is filled. It also gives you alarms when your reagent's out. So you know exactly when you need to change the reagent and when you need to empty the waste container that, again, it's in the back. It's very difficult to see. So it is able to track all that. You do have one head that's open to do whatever you want. Personally, I'm using it to dose alkalinity. You can use this head to replenish your sample water that it takes out. I mean, you can use it for quite a bit of things. But again, it really was designed to be used to dose the alkalinity. But if you have a smaller tank and you're worried about it taking out too much of the sample water, you can certainly have a little bin of salt water on the side to be replenished through here. A few of you out there may be asking, so how long does the reagent actually last on this unit? How often do I need to replace it? Because that's the big factor we obviously have to take into account. So I've been running this unit for a total of 4 months, doing one test every single day without fail. And I'm literally about to run out this week. I think there's about 10 milliliters left. I started with 500 milliliters. So it has lasted me a little bit over 4 months, give or take about 4 months, I would call it. When you run the math on that, it's what, 20, I mean, I don't know how many cents, but it's not really that expensive. So if you have a small tank like mine and you're, you know, not a too high demand, you can get away with performing one test a day, and that'll should be able to last you about 4 months. If you're doing more tests, it's going to be less. But generally speaking, I've had good luck with just one 500 milliliter reagent bottle going for a total of 4 months. But guys, I think you guys want to hear my thoughts on what I believe. And I'm going to keep it 100% honest. Is this for everyone out there? I'm going to honestly say no. I don't think this is for everyone. You know, if you're one of those reefers that have softies, you know, no real big high demanding corals that don't mind an alkalinity swing too much, you know, you could easily get away with something like this. Obviously, just doing your water changes, doing alkalinity tests, you know, once every week, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. I mean, whatever really keeps your corals happy. But if you're like me and you want the best growth you can get out of your corals, more importantly, your goal is to have SPS corals, and you can't be performing tests as often as you want, because let's face it, guys, the average alkalinity test out there, it's not just one step, it's about 2 to 3 steps, plus you have to wait to see, you know, whatever it is, and there's a lot of human error involved. So if you're like me and you don't like testing and you're kind of tired of having to do the manual testing, you just rather it be done automatically for you, this is 100% for you. You know, if you're a reefer that maybe has some softies, nothing too crazy, again, I probably would say this is not for you. So guys, I'm gonna leave this video here. Hopefully you guys were able to follow and kind of get my honest thoughts and what I believe to see if you even need a GHL KHD for your tank. You know, it's really up to you. It really depends how much you do your testing, if you're on top of it. It's also very important what types of corals you have and how affected they are by the alkalinity, either going up or down. So guys, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down in the comment box below. If you guys do wish to check out more information or just wish to maybe check out the product, I'm gonna have a link to the description on the KHD Director. Now, you guys may be asking yourself, does this only test alkalinity? Yes, it does. GHL actually released a product called the Ion Director. That one tests calcium, magnesium, nitrate and nitrate and I believe potassium, if I'm correct, so not phosphate. So they do have kind of a full lineup of tests that can 100% test, adjust, you know, pretty much the more important parameters inside your reef tank. I'm gonna have those listed again in the description. If you guys want to check them out, be sure to check them out. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. Happy reefing.